we will tell you that there are those who try to feed on the soul energy of others, and the problem is they don't succeed. So even if you destroy a life or cause suffering to another life and think that you are therefore harvesting the energy of the soul that you want, it is impossible for you to harvest it. This is why they are constantly hungry and they repeat their actions. So they are doomed, is what we will tell you. They are doomed to fail, but they will repeat their failure over and over again. The other thing we want to tell you, even though we are aware that, and it is very healthy, by the way, that all of this is being exposed right now, and it has been forecast for decades that this would be exposed during this period of history, and it has also been something we have addressed. We have said that even if you have known about this, not necessarily the details or the who or the where or the what, the why, but the existence of these darker forces on Earth, even if you have known about it for a long time, it is still jarring for your energy field because it is jarring for the energy field of the collective right now, and many are waking up through this. But we want to say something and stress something. This is a far smaller group than you understand. Not just those who are enacting these acts upon humans, but those who are trafficked. Now, we have to be careful when we say that, because we are not in any way trying to minimize the plight of those who find themselves in these experiences as the victims of these people. That is not in any way, shape or form desired for them on a human level, and nor should it be. So we are not minimizing the amount of people who have experienced this, but what we are trying to remind you is you are vast in number compared to the amount of individuals who perpetrate this on others and those who experience the perpetration. We are not saying that the shadow of abuse on Earth is not bigger than you realize. This is why things such as what you referred to as the Me Too movement was the surfacing of the sexual abuse and imbalance on the planet in a bigger way than before. The conversation about racism has risen to the surface again to be seen in a more overt way, and now those who are not the experiencers of the racism are supporting those who are in a bigger way. So there is a movement toward the light, and it is important for us to remind all of you that this is a small percentage of people who are involved in this, but the reason it is so powerful is darkness creates a big ripple on the earth. You only need one angry person in a room of 50 people giving an outburst into that room for everyone to feel it. So at the moment, what you are coming to terms with as a society is the horror that this has been happening behind closed doors, or perhaps in the building next to you, and you didn't even know. Knowing it is actually power. It will actually minimize the power of the ability for it to continue. It will minimize the power of those who have been acting it out on humanity. But again, what we must remind you, particularly those of you who are empathically now feeling the pain and the suffering in all of those who have experienced that, the majority of you are not in that realm. And the reason we need to remind you of that is because it is the majority of you who are going to have the biggest impact. You are going to be the ones who can help those groups who find themselves caught in some of the lowest and darkest areas of humanity. And you are needed to stand up, and you are needed to speak out. Speaking out will not always look like, for example, speaking out on social media, which we know is a big movement right now. It will sometimes look like saying the right thing to the right person in a room of 2 people. It will sometimes look like speaking out through your actions. None of you want the darkness on Earth. And many of you are deliberately focused on creating light on Earth, but some of you will be the adjacent, you would call it activist, we would call it light warrior, who will be the ones getting very close to some of those shadowy areas and being a voice, a spokesperson, a justice warrior, a whistleblower in many cases. See how quickly society is beginning to realize that all of those people who were warning you, who were called crazy, are not so crazy now. And that is the moment that you have all been needing to get to for the worldwide awakening that you are now in. It is not comfortable. It is not comfortable. Do not diminish yourself if you are distressed right now. But as with all transformational processes, first comes the grief, the shock, the horror. Then comes the fire, the power, the light. And that is what humanity is about to start accessing. And not all will access it, so do not get annoyed if your neighbors are still asleep. Look for the ones who are awake. Find them. Become tribe and community with them, whether it's for 3 weeks or 3 decades. Keep connecting to other forces of light and awareness. This is how you will amplify.